Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. In this video, we are going to get the information about 9th Standard Social Science English Medium History Chapter number 2, the continued part of Medieval India and Political Transition. Okay, in the previous session, we get the information about Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty and Lodi dynasty. So in this video, we are going to get the information about the contributions of Delhi Sultans. Let's come to the what are the contributions has been provided by Delhi Sultans in different fields. Yes, the contributions of Delhi Sultans in the field of administrative system. The most of the Delhi Sultans were dictatorial rulers. They were the commanders of army. They are the chief justice. And the administration system, it is based on Quran. Sardars, Amirs, Ulemas helping to rulers in the considerable influence over the administration system. They are helping to the kingdom to look over the administration system. Even the central government had different departments like defense, foreign affairs, postal, charity and endowments for the effective administration system. Like these are all the different departments in the central government. And each department, it had a ministers as well as official for the look over the departments. For the administration sake, the kingdom, it has been divided into many provinces. These divisions were headed by Shikdar, Amin and Chowkidars. The collection of revenue, maintenance of law and order, providing education facilities and ensuring cleanliness were the main roles of these officials. That means Shikdar, Amin and Chowkidars, they have to be look over. These are all the very important responsibilities or roles in the provinces. And there will be different kinds of taxes we are going to be implemented by the Delhi Sultans. Among that, Karaz, it is called as land tax. Zakat, it is called as the property tax. Ursh, so tax on the wealth plundered during the battles. Jizya, it is called as religious tax. Tax on property without heirs. If the any ruler, if they are not having their successors, such kind of rulers has to be pay the tax called as tax on property without heirs. Import duty, house tax were the main source of income for the Sultan's rule. There were officials appointed for the collection of the taxes. And usually qazis were aided in the Sultan dispensing the justice in provinces as well as in the towns. So this is about the administration system of the Delhi Sultans. About social system. During the Delhi Sultans, the Muslim and Hindu communities had their traditional customs and faiths. The Hindu Bhakti saints and the Sufi saints of Muslim communities were ushered in social changes into the old social system. Whereas in the beginning of Sultan's rule, only Turk Sardars appointed to look over the higher administrative positions. That is, by the beginning of the early rulers, they are appointing higher administration positions were reserved for the Turk Sardars. But later on, their influence, it is waned, reduced. During the reign of Khilji, Tughlaq, local people who had converted into as a Islam and had got the more opportunities. Particularly, the educated of serving communities, and Hindus got higher positions under the Khilji as well as Tughlaq dynasties. Hence, the ruling class of this time got introduced into the Indian way of dressing, beverages, food, and music. Cultural aspects are also utilized by the later rulers. Hindus were appointed as association officers and clerks in the revenue department. Collection of revenue department, it is fixed to the Hindus. And even slavery was in practice. Usually war prisoners were named as the slaves. There were many women slaves in the palace. The status of women was not healthy. Parda system, child marriage, these are the practices during the time of the Delhi Sultans. Women from higher social classes participated in the fine arts, whereas rural women participated in the agricultural and household activities. So this is about the social system of Delhi Sultans. About the economic situation. The Sultans brought in major changes in the areas of agriculture, especially all the rulers of Delhi Sultans, they have given significant contribution in the field of agriculture. The old system of tax fixation and revenue collection, it is completely changed under the Delhi Sultans. Mandatory payment of tax by both rich farmer, poor farmer has to be paid the tax. That is the main feature of the revenue policy adopted during the time of the Delhi Sultans. Even the economic development, the given transportation and communication were improved. Roads were built for across their empire, that is from Gujarat to Bengal. Foreign merchants were visited all the small and big markets of medieval India. Some of were settled here also. This provided a lot of impetus, importance, influence to craftsmen. The Indian art crafts entered the European markets. For that, Delhi Sultans, they supported a lot. The Sultans and prominent businessmen were running some of the factories of gold and silver ornaments, even silk looms also. So these are some of the very important economic situation of the Delhi Sultans. When move on to literature, the literary contributions of Delhi Sultans, many foreign authors and historians were under the royal patronage of the Sultans. They took the shelter under the Delhi Sultans. Their writings were especially in Persian and Arabic languages. Among that, a famous scholar named called as Alberuni was in the court of Muhammad Ghori. He was a philosopher, mathematician, and also a great writer. He wrote a book named called as Kitab-ul-Ind on the social, political, economic, and religious aspects of India. And one more poet named called as Hassan Nijami wrote Tajul Masir. Minhaj-us-Siraj, who wrote Tabakhal-e-nasiri. Then Amir Khusro wrote 6 books and provided details about Hindu and Muslim culture, so that he was called as the Indian Parrot. Amir Khusro was called as the Indian Parrot. Zaiuddin Barani wrote Tariq-e-Frizeshani, and Firoze Tughlaq wrote Futuhat-e-Firozeshahi. So these are some of the greatest literary contribution. Among that, few of the, once again we are going to be highlighting. Hassan Nijami wrote Tajul Masir. Minhaj-us-Siraj wrote Tabakhal-e-nasiri. Zaiuddin Barani wrote Tariq-e-Frizeshani. Firoze Tughlaq wrote Futuhat-e-Firozeshahi. These are the literary contributions of Delhi Sultans. At last, their contribution in the field of art and architecture. Delhi Sultans introduced a new style of art and architecture. It is called as Indo-Islamic architecture. So the main characteristics of this Indo-Islamic architectural style, that is majorly arches, the major arches. So you are seeing in the second picture, it is an example for the arches and domes. So this kind of dome like structures and minarets. So here you can see these kind of used to be the structures are called as minarets. So these are examples for the minarets. These are minarets are the main features of Indo-Islamic style of architecture. And the Delhi Sultans, they built very important forts, mosques, palaces, public buildings, madrasas and dharmashalas. Among that, Qutub Minar, Quvat-Ul-Islam Mosque, Allai Dharavaja, Juwait Khana Mosque are the few examples for Indo-Islamic style of architecture. So these are the important monuments, buildings, palaces, madrasas, dharmashalas, etc. are built by Delhi Sultans. So this is about the contributions of the Delhi Sultans. I hope you have understood the concept of Delhi Sultans in the field of administration, social system, economic, literature and art and architecture contributions. That's it about today's session. I hope you have understood the concept of the Delhi Sultans completely. In case if you having any doubts related to this lesson, please comment in the comment box. Okay, thank you. I will come back with the next video. Until, keep watching my channel. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next session.